This is actually a very important question to all you. I pulled it out of the middle of the stack, and the question is, where is our larger pay for our longer amount of work?
So first of all, I'm going to tell you that this particular question is a question that would need to be answered by our superintendent and
You're not quiet, we're not going to get to more questions.
thank you. By our superintendent and our chief operating officer, because that is an operational question that is not within my area of responsibilities. So even though I shared with you I would answer your question, the focus of today's presentation is about the academic initiatives. And I would have to say to you that I will be more than happy to take this question back to our superintendent and to our chief operation officer, and I will be more than...
more pay? Do we deserve more pay?
I also want to share with you that at this particular time, we are in the middle of collective bargaining, and so I am not at liberty to share information of that nature or give personal feelings with regards to what's taking place. Again, the question is one that I will definitely bring back, and that's something that they can answer at a later time.
And I'll take it with you. And the next question is this. There is no flow in a day as everything is isolated. Why not integrate with themes across the areas while focusing on your standards?
First of all, in Palm Beach County, we have the learning team meeting concept, which is supposed to foster and allow for the conversations to take place within the departments, within the grade levels, and within the teachers that are teaching that group of students to ensure that there is an integration of teaching. So that your math teachers, your science teachers, your reading teachers, your language arts teachers, and your social studies teachers are able to have the conversation to integrate the concepts across the different subject areas. At no time would anyone say that you don't want to integrate the curriculum across all subject areas. On the contrary, we have been talking about not only our social studies teachers supporting our initiatives, our elective teachers supporting our initiatives, our math and science teachers, because remember, the standards are ones that are developed in each particular classroom, and the students, when they're reinforced those standards in different methods of delivery, they're able to achieve them. So absolutely, are we in support of integration, and through the learning team meetings at your sites, you should be having the conversations about what standards are taking place so that you can integrate them as you're teaching.
We do it, but...
Okay, I would actually like to hold this question and have whoever gave me this question give me examples of what it is they mean so that we can pass it on to Mr. Hernandez, because I don't think he could answer this right offhand without having more information. It says, why is support being pulled from middle and elementary to support high schools? And I don't know what that means without more information about
That means that we have a
specific schools.
7:30 day at my school that they promised us support for, and yet they pulled 2 teachers from us because budget decided to reallocate how they took teachers. They took EST teachers that are self-contained, put them in the overall allocation of reading teachers. We are 110 students over our allocation, and we dropped 2 teachers. We can't support 7 periods, we can't support BMAT, and we can't support the concept of learning teams because we don't have the time. And that's what it is.
First of all, let me tell you that the teachers that are being pulled during the 11th day count are based on the enrollment of the site, based on the allocation of the district for those particular positions.
Right,
So, for example,
EST teachers.
So for example, if a school dropped enrollment, obviously on the 11th day count, the teachers on that particular site would have to be diminished based on the enrollment of students that they have. I would prefer that your particular question, since it's specific to a school site, that you give me the actual details in an email to me. I'll be more than happy to get that to the appropriate personnel to answer that, because I would not want to stand here and answer a question without having the complete information. I also want to tell you that resources, when it comes to support for the schools, have actually been allocated across the board. For the first time, we have support not only in our Title I schools, but also in our non-Title I schools. We have coaches in our Title I schools and in our non-Title I schools. We have technological programs in our Title I schools and in our non-Title I schools, regardless of the level. Now, always keep in mind that we do have different expectations of each of the different levels of grades that we have within our schools. And as the expectations come from the state level, we have to react to it as a district. But again, I would prefer that your individual details, if you send it to me, I promise you'll get a response. All right.
Okay. Member Carnac? Okay, here's the answer. Because he writes the way he speaks, here's the question. Why are your emails to teachers written like legal documents? Teachers are time deprived. Many times the communication could be said in 2 or 3 sentences.
I'm going to address the answer to this question, but I'm going to start by telling you that, again, we want to majorly focus on the academic questions that you may have to ensure that when you leave here today, you get the answers to as many questions as possible. But I'll tell you this. We have heard over and over again, we need more information, we need more communication, we want to have a complete picture as to what's taking place so that in turn we can understand the concepts. What you received and why we started to email the teachers directly is because a lot of the times we were hearing you were not getting the information in a timely manner. So that is why we're sending you the email so that you can have the information. I'm going to tell you that we're not going to stop sending the information to you because we want to make sure we have an informed staff to be able to understand what's taking place and how it's taking place so that in turn you don't have to wait to get it at a faculty meeting or to get it through a memo in your mailbox, but that you're actually able to receive it just in time for the information. We will try to strategically ensure that it has the appropriate information, and we will try to keep it as short as necessary to provide you the information.